everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a lovely week so far. Before I properly start this video, I just want to apologise / address this monstrosity, I haven't said that word in a while, I have going on my face right now. I look like I've been punched. Like, this looks like a fresh punch. This looks like an old punch. I recently just got finished filming a eyeshadow palette review that will be up on Friday, so if you are interested in that, then stay tuned. But I needed to talk about that because if I didn't, I feel like a lot of people would be wondering, and then eventually I'd get comments saying, does anyone know what the hell's happened to her face? I feel like I want to zoom out a bit. A lot of you are probably thinking the obvious, which is, Ellie, why didn't you just take off the makeup? Well, I couldn't decide if I liked it or not. I was like, do I want to look a little bit crazy, or do I take it off and just look normal? And I thought, you know what? The world's too boring without a bit of stupid makeup on my face, so let's just flaunt it. Anyway, you clicked on this video because you want to know about being gay. And the first thing that came to mind was probably, Ellie, how do you know these things if you're not gay? Well, I was editing on my computer in my bedroom and there was a knock on my door. My mum came in and she was like, Ellie, here's an article on why you should be gay. I was like, Mum, what? I don't know how many of you know this, but both of my sisters are gay, both Vicky and Kate. Vicky is engaged to a beautiful lady called Scarlett, and my sister Kate actually tends to make videos on these kinds of topics on her channel, so if you want to check that out, I'll leave a link down there for you or somewhere you can click. I looked at my mum as if to say, do you want another gay daughter or not? Somebody's not gonna get a grandchild. But the paper she handed me was the Metro, and I actually really enjoy the Metro. I'm very impatient when it comes to reading articles or anything, or just watching the news. I'm like, because it's just so depressing and sad. But the Metro is like a cross between a newspaper and a magazine in some way. Like, their news is very varied, sometimes they've got funny bits in it, and like this one says, why lesbian loving is best. And I wanted to go through what this lovely lady Laura Kay says about being gay. It rhymes. Maybe that's the first thing. If your name rhymes with gay, it might be a good route for you to take. So let's go through this together, Laura Kay, and find out why she explored the gay scene after splitting up with her boyfriend and found big differences between the sexes. Okay. Already I'm a bit confused. Is she gay, or is she just fondling with gay people and then disappointing them later when she tells them she is straight? Number 1. A lot of the time dating women is more about friendship and community than dating. Okay, I kind of get that. It's a bit like going to live in another country. Someone knows someone who lives there and they put you in touch with one another. All my gay friends have come to me one way or another from dating. I kind of understand that. Like, I've learned a lot about the gay community from having 2 gay sisters. It is very much so like a whole different world. Think Ariel, a whole new world. So you can just imagine becoming gay and getting in the gay scene. People know people, and Susan here, she's dated your ex, and your ex dated your first love. Like, everyone seems to know each other. That's what being gays, I feel, looks like. It seems like everyone's cool with each other, but I know that's not always the case. But the lesbian community seems that way. I don't know why. Where am I getting this from? I don't even watch gay TV shows, and I'm not even sure if that's what Laura means. Although that's great and grand and gravy and whatnot, you don't really always want dating women to be about friendship and community than dating, right? Like, if I went on a date with a guy, I don't want him to start telling me about all the other guys that he knows that I know, or I don't want to be dating a guy and realizing it's actually about friendship. That's nice and all, but what if I like him? What if she likes her? That can be very frustrating, I can imagine, like not knowing where you're at with somebody. It's hard anyway when you're with a guy and then he calls you a friend zoner because you're like, I just want to be friends. But if I'm with a girl, that must be even more hard because the line is even thinner when it comes to dating and friendship with a girl. Because you don't know, I may just be like watching a movie with you because I want to chill out with you. But you're, on the other hand, thinking she's watching a movie with me because she wants to make out with me. Point number 2 says, girls tend to look after one another. There is a refreshing lack of competition. I'm starting to think whether this video should be called 10 Reasons Not to Be a Lesbian? I don't know, would that be a controversial title? A lack of competition? I really struggle to believe that. I've never dated a girl to know whether I am right. Hold on, let me see what she says first. After one date, the girl messaged me, "You're great, but I think you would suit my friend a lot better. Can I set you up?" It didn't work out, but I appreciated the gesture. I mean, I can't imagine a guy texting me and saying, "Hey, you're great and all, but I can imagine you suiting my mate Max instead." So I guess, like, you tend to try and help the person that you bonded well with because you have this sort of like friendship with them, and it's nicer to be, you know, recommended to someone rather than to be thrown back in the ocean with all these other fishies that you're trying to grab hold of because yours just left you. So I can see why that's kind of nice, but at the same time, girls can be very bitchy, gay or not. I can imagine it being quite stressful in the sense of cat fights. I know you can have a fight between a girl and a girl over a guy, but if it's like a girl fighting over a girl who's already with a girl, I can just imagine that being, ooh, I don't even want to see that. Again, I could be wrong. Her third point is, sometimes it seems like a very small world. Is that a good thing? For example, you might walk a girl back to your place only to discover she lives in the house opposite you and her window looks out over yours, which proves to be awkward when it doesn't work out. Most of the time, as you get chatting, it's weird for there not to be some connection. Whether it's people you know in common or the discovery that you share an ex. I fail to understand why that's a good thing. I feel like this isn't selling gayness to me. Come on, sell me lesbianism. Point number 4, there is a directness to communication and a welcome lack of games. Is she talking about mind games? Because I hate to be sexist, but like 7 times out of 10 it's girls who play mind games. Don't sue me for saying that, but whether this is because you're both women and can read one another intuitively, I'm not sure, but if a girl likes you, you'll know about it. If you both want to go on another date, you'll have it sorted out in minutes. Hold on, I can't tell whether people are gonna shout at me for being sexist right now. Organising a date, if you're a girl, takes longer because you can't decide on the time, you can't decide where to eat. I don't care if I'm offending you if you're a girl. I'm a girl and maybe it's just me, but I take so long to decide. You can ask any of my boyfriends that I've been with. I won't, say we're going here at this time, done. I'm like, what do you want to do? And I'm quite open with it. Like, if he says something, I'm not going to moan about it afterwards. I'm not that bad, but I just want them to be the one who kind of makes the move in that sense. But if I was with a girl, I think we would both struggle with kind of being the person who decides. And I don't think 2 girls together is going to make that easier because one of those girls is bound to be the more dominant one. There isn't difference. Just because of your gender, I don't think that you're going to make decisions quicker. I don't think that your gender's going to help you tell if a girl likes you or not. It says here there's a lack of games because you're both girls and you can both mind read each other because you're both girls. If you're both trying to read each other's mind, I can imagine that being a lot more messy than one person who doesn't play mind games than 2 who is both trying to play a mind game. And it says there is a directness to communication, but why don't they just communicate instead? I'm getting more confused as this article goes along. Her 5th point says, there is always so much to talk about. Okay, I'm feeling this one. As a rule, I've found I have a lot in common with my dates in terms of hobbies and tastes in films, music and books. Some of these might be obvious, like a shared admiration for Tipping Velvet author Sarah Waters, but others have no relation to the gay scene. Okay, yeah, you might have more in common. Once again, that's not always down to gender. girls and guys can be into the same thing. I can understand there being more to talk about because girls love to fucking chat, and I'm so cool with that. But guys also love to chat. Some guys like to chit chat their little heads off. But I get that one more. I think that's the first point I understand because it's most, you know, common sense. Girls love to talk. Point number 6 she makes is there's one thing you all have in common. Okay. I'm starting to wonder what that means. I can think of 1, 2, 3 things we have in common. The subject you will usually get to by the second or third date is your story. The one about liking girls. Okay, I noticed this. I've noticed when I've seen my sisters like go on dates and like talk to new people, it's always a reoccurring topic of when did you find out you were gay? How did you find out you were gay? Who did you first kiss when you found out you were gay? How did you tell your parents? Blah, blah, blah. Here you go. When did you first realise how you came out to your parents? Oh my god, I'm a mind reader. I didn't even read this. Everyone is different, but everyone has a story. Oh, okay. It wasn't talking about vaginas. I get that it's cool to kind of talk to someone new about this like big thing in your life, the way you both found out who you are and how you came to terms with it, etc. But that's like cool. I guess you can relate to each other about that for a few minutes, can create a good bond over, you know, discussing that with someone who gets you. Does that make your relationship stronger? Who knows? Our 7th point is it's never too late. I've met lots of girls like me who did not realise they were gay or bisexual until they were in their 30s. Okay, we know this girl is actually gay and she's not just trying lesbianism out like a new flavour of soup or something. Everyone is incredibly supportive because they know how overwhelming the feelings can be. I'm still confused by this because in my eyes I can see that as being a negative. Imagine dating somebody in your 30s and then realising after dating them for a while that they're actually confused or bisexual. They don't really know what they want. My sister had plenty of experience from dating people who changed their mind afterwards. Can you imagine how frustrating that is, dating someone who's then like, actually, I think I may bat for the other side? I don't see that as a positive at all. If you both felt that way, then great, and you're like experimenting with each other, then cool. But if one's more serious than the other, one's new to it and one's not, that can go tits up. 2 pairs of tits up. Point number 8 is girls like sharing food. Okay. Honestly, I've never met a guy that is stingy over his food. If anything, when girls are going through their menstrual cycle, they tend to eat like a horse and engulf anything that looks a minuscule percentage of tasty, and they won't want to share it because it is theirs and it is theirs only, and they will continue to eat until their face falls off. In that sense, I see it as reversed, but I don't know. Why am I seeing this in reverse? Am I seeing this article completely wrong? I was expecting this to sell me. I was hoping this video would go this way. Ellie picks up the metro, sees an article on why lesbian loving is best, reads it, thinks, yeah, she has a point. Her 9th point is, if they leave behind clothes, you can appropriate them. Yeah, that's a good point. I like that. You can share clothes with guys, fair enough. I wear Adam's tops all the damn time. But obviously you can literally share everything, but that goes with if you have the same clothing taste. I know plenty of girls who are dating together, and their dress sense is so far from each other that they probably won't want to share clothes, but I get that. I understand that. Her last and final point, and I'm really hoping that this is a good one. There is no such thing as a bad date. Okay, prove it to me. The worst thing I could say about a date I have been on is that it was interesting. The women I have met have been fascinating, come from all over the world, and many of them have ended up as a friend. The girl who inspired my novel lives on the same street as me. Okay, so I suppose she's written a novel, this lady, and she was inspired by a lady she dated. That's nice. I thought that she was going to say, the women I have met come from all over the world, as if men do not come from all over the world. I really don't want this video to bash lesbians or gays or just anyone in the LGBTQ community. I love you all. Like, you're all freaking fantastic. This article is just... I just wish he had made some better points. I think I could have made some better points, and I'm not even gay. I can think of so many reasons why sometimes I think, do you know what? I could just date a female and be so much happier right now. But I just feel like she hasn't really made it convincing enough. There were some good points there. Men can be fascinating. After her last point of there is no such thing as a bad date, she could have said, many of the women I have met have ended up as a friend, because that is definitely a bonus. I have personally heard my sisters say to people that they have dated, let's just be friends, like, let's hang out still, before it's kind of got to that relationshipy stage and they were just dating. It's okay to say, let's just chill still, let's just hang out. Whereas in my world, it's very common to get called a friend zoner, or just be told that you've friend zoned someone, which, can I just say, whilst we're on the topic, if anyone's ever told you that you have friend zoned them, I never ever want you to get upset about that comment, because it is the most ridiculous thing. Nobody has any right to like somebody if they don't want to. Nobody, as a female or a male, has the obligation to put their genitals upon your genitals because you hang out a lot. You can chill out with whoever you want. Fair enough, don't lead people on, don't string them on, don't tell them you like them and not actually like them. Why you do that, I don't know. But oh god, it just frustrates me. And it is hard to be friends with an ex who's a guy because of that reason, or because people get the wrong idea. There's just a lot of weird stuff attached to it. For a female, I can imagine that being less of a deal, even though it would still be hard if you dated them. Regardless of their gender, you're still going to find it difficult to hang out with someone you used to have feelings for. But if there wasn't really any feelings, there wasn't really any attachments, it's a lot easier. I can imagine quite disappointed with that, I won't lie. Even more disappointed with the cover. That's better. I'm also on social media if you want to chat to me on any of those, such as Twitter, Facebook or Instagram. You can subscribe to my channel to be notified every time I make a new video. Also click on the bell next to that subscribe button, because then you'll get notified on your devices when I upload. If you liked this video, do give it a thumbs up, because that tells me to make more content similar to this one. And I will see you guys on Friday. Bye!